All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of 4 Degrees Funnier. I'm one of your hosts, Darian.
And I'm your other host, JC.
We're joined by producer Allie, as always. Again, shout out to producer Allie. She's been doing all the hard work behind the scenes. Also, shout out to Riverside, because I feel like it's made your life easier. Yes?
It has, yes.
Blessings. We love that. Anything to make the life easier, for sure.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Love that. Yeah, we kind of got like a funny little combination of things on the pod today, but um, I saw outside of my house this weekend. It was spectacular.
Very proud of you for that.
I saw the inside of an airplane, even.
That is crazy. That feels like you went from like actually 0 to 100.
I felt like I was like, you see those videos of the sphere in Vegas and it's like the graphics of like the like lady trying to break out of it and everything. And it was
Mm-hmm.
like, imagine trying to explain this to a 1700s like child, you know?
Yeah.
That was my experience. I was like, holy shit, I forgot that the world exists outside of my house. It's nuts.
There's a lot going on out there actually too. It's been a big week, so there's a lot happening with the internet and US politics. So big week
Oh,
to leave the house.
yeah, I'm surprised I didn't get like an incidental stabbing,
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
seriously. So
But
tell us about your house leaving experience.
I will say one of the most like prominent things that happened this weekend is me realizing again that people just like do not give a fuck about you.
Yeah. No, definitely.
and, and like no privacy either. Like so I'm still sub 6 weeks. I'm still having to crutch around. So I'm in the airport on crutches, whatever. And the amount of people that ask me, "Hey, what'd you do?" I'm sorry, sir. I do not know who you are.
No, you're
Like,
fucked.
oh, it was so weird. And then but like we went to Kelowna, so lots of people around the area were skiing. And so we go to get on the flight back home from Kelowna. And if you've ever been to the Kelowna airport, you know it's the size of your fucking pinky nail. Like
Yeah.
it's tiny.
Very small airport.
So small. So we get there and we have to sit there like peasants, can't sit in the lounge and trying to find a spot where my leg will fit and whatever. Anyways, we go to board and there's so many people standing in front of the like gate, ski boots, helmets, whatever in their hands. And they're like, okay, let's start pre boarding. If you're pre boarding, you need extra time, you have small children, whatever, please head up to the front. So I'm trying to like crutch through this sea of people,
Yeah.
and like people just did not care. It's all these freaking like
Rich
people
ass
who,
ski people.
yes, like just so entitled. And they're just literally standing so close to the podium that we can't get by. And as we're like crutching up and nobody's letting us through, they go, okay, now boarding zones 1, 2, and 3. And all of these people swarm in and
No.
just like did not care that I was needed assistance. Like it was insane. And in that time I also thought it was very like irresponsible of the like airline or whatever to be like, yeah, no, go ahead. Like, let's do a 30-second pre boarding for handicapped people. And if they can't make
Hmm.
it up here, then, Hunger Games style. Good luck.
My God.
Yeah. And then, like, we get on the plane and people are putting their ski boots and their helmets in the bin, and it's a sold out flight. And they're like, if you have anything that can fit under, oh my gosh, it was just like the vibes on the plane were so bad. And we sat next to this man who was like, this is ridiculous. And I
Yeah.
was like, I hear you.
People
So
at the airport are their worst selves.
I hate people at the airport.
Me too. I
Yeah,
hate people most of the time, but at the airport, not for me.
no. And it's just like, yeah, it's so crazy because how long have we been doing this for? There's
Yeah.
got to be a better way, a better system. Like this whole thing where now if you check a bag, it's like $40 to check a bag. That
Yeah.
needs to be reversed. It needs to be $40 if you friggin' put a carry-on above you.
Yeah.
Because, yeah,
No,
oh my
that is the
gosh. And
worst.
the amount of people getting mad, being like, no, I'm not taking my bag down. It's like, bruh, come on.
Yeah.
You're 4 feet tall. Your legs are not that long. Put your bag in front of you, or your
Yeah.
jacket, or your ski boot, or whatever. Like, get
My
over
God.
yourself. So,
I I had an experience this weekend where I was also mad about the world. We went
classic.
we went snowboarding and getting onto the chairlift, okay? It's like, this line, merge in together, and then you like alternate from side to side who goes, right? Make group of fours, okay? Okay? The amount of people in a group of five, and then they get there and they're like, what the fuck do you mean? 1, 2, 3, 4. Count it on your fucking hand like an infant. I know 2-year-olds who can count higher than you. And then the other group of three, right? People are standing there and they don't get merge, right? Like if you go, then I go. Then you go, then I go. And then when we get to the front,
It'll
I
all
just was
count.
like,
And then if you
why?
screw yourself over, you have 5 people, and then the people behind you have 4, then you screw up the whole line.
Yeah, then you wasted a chairlift on one fucking person?
We hate you.
No. I was furious the whole time. Every time we waited in line, I was like, why is society this way? Like, follow the rules and life is actually easier. Like, the more that you try to resist this, the
Yeah.
harder everyone's life becomes. So just be a normal person, merge appropriately, board a plane appropriately. Don't
Hmm.
try to get off the plane right when we land. Also, like, it's not happening.
I know. That was the other thing when we landed in Calgary. The lady who asked me, she was like, "Oh, like, were you skiing?" And I was like, "No." Like, but I'm not going to expand. And then so I just like was still sitting down, and of course she and her party are all standing in the aisle,
Mhm.
and then I'm like looking out the window, whatever. And then she was like, excuse me. And I was like, there's no way she's talking to me again. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm like, oh my, yes. And she was like, would you like to get off? And I was like, I think me and the rest of the plane would like to get off, yes. And she was
Yeah.
like, well, would you like to go now? And I literally, like, I was so irritated. Alex had to speak up because I, like, looked in, like, she's standing next to me, and I looked up the aisle of the people who are still standing stationary. The doors
Mhm.
are still shut. And I was about to be like, go where? Like, do
Yep.
you want me to stand up and stand in front of you in line? Like, I
Mhm.
know she was just trying to be like nice and everything, but Alex was like, yeah, like I'll grab our bags and then we'll just get off like normal. Thank you. But I was like, what do you mean? Do you want to get off? Like,
Hey, God bless all three of our mans because I was just thinking about how in the last like 2 months I've heard similar stories from both of you that you've been like angry on a flight and then your man has had to speak up on your behalf because they knew you were gonna lose your shit on some poor innocent bystander there. Like, and we're just all with these very like kind, gentle souls, and we're just like, bitch, you're
yeah.
gonna get cut if you talk to
It
me
is
like
actually crazy. Okay, so over the weekend we spent the weekend with like Alex's family.
that. Hmm.
So I met his sister in person for the first time.
Wow.
His brother was there, his brother's girlfriend, whom now they should be listening at this moment because they say that they're like our number one podcast fans. So shout out to you guys if you are truly listening. We love you. Um, but if they just heard you call him like a gentle man,
They're gonna be shooketh.
yeah, they'll be shooketh. But it is true because like he comes off when you know him personally as like so abrupt and like he's like no fuck this fuck that like
Hmm.
very like straight to the point, people are dumb, whatever. But
Yeah.
in that situation where I would be like, are you fucking kidding me, like, and not be afraid to be like, what,
Yeah.
he would be like, he's so like a different person, like he is so kind and like, oh thank you, but I will grab our bags and then she will get off as normal. And I'm like, who are you? But thank you because I was about to lose it.
Thank you for saving me from being arrested on this flight.
Yeah,
My God.
but 10 out of 10 weekend though.
10 out of 10. Love that for you.
Yeah, played a lot of card games,
Love that.
drank a lot of coffee, tried a matcha latte for the first time. I don't know what you gals think about that,
Did
but
you hate it?
I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Mm,
I got
yeah.
like an iced one,
Mm,
and then Jane, Alex's sister, got a hot one, and I definitely am glad that I got the iced because I didn't like the hot one. But it is very earthy.
it's too earthy for me. I've just decided that it's just like, if I wanted grass, I'd just step outside and stick my face in it and eat it. I'm good. I'll just have my caffeine the regular way. Like, not for me.
Pass. I'm like,
Pass.
I need more sugar. I need sweetness.
Yeah. I don't want it to taste like earth.
Yeah, not sweet enough. But um, So Allie and I were texting without you today.
Yeah, that's very hurtful for my feelings personally, but okay.
I did it on purpose just to spite you.
Yeah, I feeling that. I'm feeling that now. Don't worry.
No, it was actually hilarious because um, we, my mother had texted me for like a recommendation of places to rent in Regina for my brother-in-law. And so she was like, hey, maybe you can reach out to Allie and she can give you the update on, or like the down low on good places to live in Regina. So naturally, I send it to Allie. And naturally, 0.257 seconds later,
Yeah.
she's like, on it, give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
And then following minute later, I have like 18 photos on my phone of red zone, green zone, blue zone, color coordinated, green being very good, blue being medium, red being no good. And then following being like why they are good or not good. It was incredible.
Classic
For
work
you.
from home, Allie.
I have never seen better work. Not the CIA, the FBI. I do not care.
They got
No,
nothing on
you need
Allie.
Allie on your
This is
team.
where I had all of it colored. I don't know if you can see,
I
but
can
then I
really
also
see.
sent them of each area. So, for example, in my area, average family homes. This place I put older rich people. Um,
True. That's you just
Barely any
made it up.
street parking in this area. University students, historic homes, extremely rich people, meh, close to the ER.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know that area.
yeah,
Bad. Red,
yeah. I wrote
bad.
it in all
Red.
caps here. Bad. I
Was
can't
that?
even see it.
I
There.
feel like you lived in a bad area at one point, Allie, didn't you?
Ow. Yeah, I lived like sort of.
Hood adjacent.
Yeah, I actually put that
I
on
was
here.
just gonna say that one.
I
His
put
sister
meh
literally says
area
North
crime
Central.
adjacent.
Crime
Yeah, North
adjacent.
Central, bad. And meh, crime adjacent.
Oh my god.
And then she texted me and was like, I said, wow, you're an absolute gem. She goes, sorry, I'm insane. And then
You get
I
that?
was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I think you're very helpful or whatever. And she goes, yeah, this area is just really stabby.
This area is just pretty stabby.
But like
Oh my
that's
god.
what you want, you know?
That,
Like you ask someone for a piece of like advice or input, boom, boom, boom. This is what you need to know, down and dirty, no
yeah.
questions asked. Like I didn't have to ask a single follow-up. I was like, "Oh, done.
You didn't have to be like,
Absolutely."
why is that area bad? She put the crime statistics from 2023 in there.
There was 18 published PubMed posts to accompany this.
Yeah, she's
Oh.
like, annual income for this area? $85,000 a year.
According to the 2012 census,
Literally me typing old rich people. And then I'm thinking like, wait, who is this going to? Because like are they gonna think this is funny or like really inappropriate?
uh,
Oh, that's so good.
I like screen recorded it, sent it back to my mom. I was like, here you go. She was like, what do I do with this? I was like, send it all to him. Send it all.
Put it all, give them all the info.
Yeah.
Yeah, swamped today, as you can see.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
So funny. I love it.
That's so helpful
I
though. 10 out of 10.
I love it. Um in other news, I had another question. Um this is, I feel like last week we were talking a little bit about like the Midwest, North Dakota, Minnesota, all of this kind of stuff. I hope you guys don't ruin my theory here, but have you ever met a Grayson that is not from North Dakota or Minnesota?
I got one. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. There's one from our town.
Ugh.
But that's the only one I've ever met.
Is it just me, or was it like we were in North Dakota and it's like, oh, this is my brother Grayson. Oh, hi, nice to meet you, Grayson. Oh, this is my brother Grayson. Oh, hi, nice to meet you, Grayson. Like, and then I think I saw somebody post something like from North Dakota, another Grayson. I was like,
No, it is so like, yeah, I don't know what that's about, but it is
it's
really like a
like,
hot Midwest name. They're like, what are you gonna name your kid this year? Probably Grayson.
yeah, it's like Grayson is the Midwest equivalent of like the Middle Eastern's Muhammad.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so true. Yeah, yeah, everybody. They're like,
Everybody,
every
last name
generation has to
Grayson,
have a
middle name
Grayson.
Grayson.
They're like, your grandfather Grayson, your
Yeah.
son Grayson. Like, What?
Grayson's all around. You get a Grayson. You get a Grayson. You get a Grayson.
That is a great. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a good point.
Yeah, I was contemplating that because I saw it and I was like, I don't think I've ever met a Grayson outside of the Midwest.
And I
Maybe
would
I've encountered them outside of the Midwest, but they are definitely roots heavy from
roots
there.
roots heavy, and I
Deep.
would say like Manitoba is Midwest adjacent. Like especially the Southwest, Southeast, like the areas that it's just so like here's the border. We're like an hour from the U.S. border, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
fair, roots
Mm-hmm.
adjacent.
Yeah, it makes sense for sure. Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, it's not that far fetched. You guys are not that far away, that's for sure.
Yeah,
So,
live a similar lifestyle.
anyways, just one of those,
Um,
thoughts that I had in my head that I was like, wait a minute.
no, I'm so glad you brought that up. Um,
Um, I saw, sorry, I just keep talking. There's this other
go
thing
for
that
it.
I saw. I can't remember if we've spoken about this or not. What do they call that thing? Like I don't want to say the word because I say a word wrong every week, but where
You have
you
to.
remember something wrong,
Oh, the
like the Nelson Mandela effect or
Mandela effect. Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Not Nelson Mandela, but what is
But
it?
the Mandela effect.
Mandela effect. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know that there was no Haas avocados, Haas, and that avocados that we're thinking of are Hass?
What?
Do you know, are you familiar with the avocado family?
I am.
And did you think it was Haas?
Yes.
Right? And I saw it, and then apparently we're wrong. It's Hass.
Huh.
I saw that on TikTok before the ban.
Okay, but it's back. That
I
band,
know.
you know what I was thinking? I was gonna bring this up on the podcast. That band lasted bleh, a shorter amount of time than the time you went brunette.
Yeah.
Does
I
that?
mean, really.
I was
It
thinking
was
that
like a week probably.
it was like, yeah. I sent you that TikTok or that Snapchat the other day, that collage photo,
Oh,
and you were
jump
brunette in
scare.
that.
I was like, who the fuck is that? Oh, it's me.
Oh, it's you. Yeah, I was thinking TikTok ban. Okay, yeah,
I was thinking more along the lines of like Kim Kardashian's marriage, but
me too. But that was longer, I think, than the brunette phase, so I didn't
that
want to.
is true.
Want to try to
That
put
was
it in.
like, yeah, that was mental instability. That was a teenage woe, you know?
Teenage. Whoa, yeah, definitely.
I don't know what happened, but yeah, my hair went blacker than black.
It was dark.
Dark times, dark
Dark
times.
times,
Remember when
dark
we turned
hair.
our other friend dark too?
Oh my god! And
She
then
dyed her
she
hair
went.
black.
Yeah.
Yeah. We made her go bad. That's what we called her.
And then she came back after Christmas break and was totally back to normal. Got back together with her ex-boyfriend. Dyed her
Never
hair
spoke to us
back.
again.
Never spoke to us. Yeah, we were just done. We were like, oh,
Like, sorry, we did ruin your
sorry.
life momentarily.
We were really bad influences for one semester, and then you came back to your roots.
Yep.
Probably married to some guy named Grayson.
Probably. Probably have a couple babies named Grayson, honestly.
Crazy.
You never know. You never know. That's the other thing about the people in North Dakota, which, like, my friends in North Dakota that I'm still in contact with, love you guys. Not a problem at all. Real question, though. Why so many babies? How so many babies?
This goes hand in hand with this goes hand in hand with the friends that we don't have in North Dakota anymore. But birth control, like, do you guys not know? It's
Also,
available. Maybe
like,
not to you in that state. I don't really know. Keep up with your birth control laws, but
yeah. I know. It's just like wild though. I just think like 4 kids minimum for so many of those people there. I'm like, dear God, I don't know how anyone can afford one here.
no, I know. This is a debate we get into a lot about like how many children to have, because if the cost of living keeps going the way that it is, we can't afford to have any, which
Yeah.
like we can barely survive right now, which is crazy. Well,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
I know. It's wild.
we do
Well,
have a
that's
lot
why
of
you're going to
babies.
move to Calgary, but
Yeah, and then live our lives.
yeah.
Be able to afford, I don't know,
And then
three
you'll have a
kids.
live-in nanny, aka me.
That'd be sick. I would love that.
Our dreams are coming true. The compound living, it's happening.
Compound living is right there. We're gonna end up looking so North Dakota when we do compound living. Fuck, we'll just make tater tot hot dish all the time.
Yeah.
Come over. I made
Green
tuna
bean casserole.
codfish. Classic.
Classic.
Wait, I have one more thing I was just thinking about North Dakota.
Yes.
I was at the liquor store the other day and they had buzz balls. Do you remember
Wow.
buzz balls?
I do. That was your thing for a while.
There was like a really brief moment where, right when I turned 21,
Classic.
because one of our friends, she was like, "You have to." Crazy.
Yeah.
They're like 20% alcohol.
Which is crazy because I feel like this is gonna be a quite the statement I make, but I remember drinking those and not getting a buzz.
That's horrifying to imagine. If I drank one of those now, I'd probably black out.
I'd be deceased the next morning. I'd need like resuscitation.
The sugar? No.
Did I tell you the other day I had a glass of wine? I think I got hungover and like drunk all in one night.
Dude, especially after all the narcotics you've been on the last few weeks, your tolerance is fucked.
Totally fucked. Yeah, I had like a glass and a half of wine and I was like, "Oh, I'm feeling pretty good." And then my friend left and then half an hour later I was like, "I'm going to vomit." I didn't,
Ugh, thank
but
God.
I was like,
I could.
this is 30 adjacent."
No, I know. I had a little bit of wine or no, I had some champagne like 2 weeks ago. I was hungover the next day. Like, it hurt physically. I'm like so nervous about like our wedding because like I feel like
No,
I'm gonna puke thinking about it. I
hold
just was
on.
like waiting
I'm going to
to burp,
gag.
and then
Give
I was
me
like,
one
wait a
second.
second, my hands are sweating. Um, yeah,
No, it's going to be fine because it's going to be our mindset. You know what I mean? Like, you got to kind
yeah.
of get into that mindset that, like, yes, okay, death will be upon us. However, I shall prevail.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah,
Um,
I
which
think we'll
actually
be good.
brings me to one of my next topics. Wait, did you have something else to add?
No.
Okay, because I had something that was wedding related on this. So I just found out that the wedding playlist that I have to submit has to be a Spotify link
Stop. To submit to who?
to the wedding coordinator.
Is this
Specifically the ceremony, I think. Allie's here.
Allie's here to mock
Look
us?
at her face.
Be away, Allie. We know what you're going to say.
You have to unmute yourself to make she's not even going to make a comment. She's just making a
She
face.
just wanted to glare at us, turn her
I have
camera
no
on so
comment
that.
because I am in the majority of people here.
Not here, specifically.
Yeah, here you're outnumbered, bitch.
This is the only place.
Well,
Oh, that is jarring though. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to like use Tim's?
I could make the playlist.
Allie's here like, wait.
Wait a minute. I'm also the
On the
solution.
Spotify. Yeah, I guess. But like, I've been working on this playlist on my phone. On Apple Music, obviously, for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Not 10 years. 10 years seems, maybe. I don't
I
know.
mean, probably. How long have
It's
you had a list of
2025.
baby names in your phone?
Yeah, way longer than that.
Yeah. So 10 years isn't crazy.
It's not that crazy, but oh yeah, I just found out, and I was like, I gotta let y'all know that that was a Spotify specific. So
That's very hard for you. I'm sorry that you had to receive that kind of news. Are you doing okay?
no, I think that's why my eyes are kind of puffy.
Been doing a lot of crying.
Doing a lot of crying this week.
I don't blame you.
Really emotional about the Spotify news. Yeah. So
On the other hand, our Get Psyched mix is like getting me psyched right now.
isn't it sick, Allie? Did you see
Yes.
the photo upload?
No.
I saw it.
I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna pull it up.
Can you send me
Barney
the Get Psyched
Stinson.
mix? I want to be a part of this.
You're on the site mix, Allie. You just never open Apple Music.
I
Yeah,
don't even
if
know
you
where
would
it is on my
open-
phone. I might have
Open
deleted
Apple
it.
Music. It is, as Barney Stinson would say, and Darian said, this is the vibe of the playlist. It's all rise.
No fault.
Look at it, Allie.
Yep.
Okay.
We
Obsessed.
love that.
I'm on here, but it actually is like says data's turned off, but I'm on Wi-Fi. So
Oh, God. Get out of here with your Apple Music shit like that. Like, you don't even respect it. You gotta give it the respect it deserves.
Yeah, the more you nurture your relationship with Apple, the more it gives back. It's an apple after all. You gotta love and you gotta nurture.
Yeah, so the Get Psych mix is, yeah, all rise. So we just want only bangers on the reception playlist. So
It's gonna be sick. I was like literally, I'm refraining from listening to it.
I know. I've been going through some with Tim every once in a while just to be like, is this a vibe? Because like there were some songs I even put on there. I had to delete them because I was like, it's not the vibe. Like,
No. I put one on there too and then I deleted it because I was like, oh, this will get me hyped up, but I also have to remember that like Tim is low-key a city boy.
I know. You know what? I did put some though. There's some like country ones on there for sure that we'll have on there. Like Fishing in
Yeah.
the Dark is on there, obviously.
Duh. I mean, I don't know if we can do Goodbye Earl just because it's literally about like killing like a husband and everything.
Yeah. And all of that negative
So
connotation it has, I suppose.
I guess we shouldn't do that, but you know what? Still gonna be a banger no matter what.
Still gonna be a banger.
Okay,
Um,
speaking of excellent playlists, let's think about some of our wildest nights that we've had.
oh,
I have one that comes to mind.
I'm nervous because I was trying to think about it and I was having a hard time, but hit me with it.
You may recall this as the night that I requested a name change. I requested everyone to call me Kate, I believe, because I had like a stolen ID somehow.
Oh my god, wait. Do I just not have a memory? Like, was I dead? When was this?
No, you were there somewhere. I think we went to the winter show first.
I don't think I was there.
Are you sure?
This was like freshman year.
Yeah, I think so.
I couldn't go. I had a softball tournament.
Oh, fucking dual athlete. What a loser.
I know, I'm so sorry. I was like, I know I wasn't there. Um,
Uh, I thought you were there because I thought you knew that everyone was calling me Kate. Is that
no,
what they
while
were
hearing
calling
that, I
me?
was like, who are you talking about?
I have no idea. Anyways, that was a wild night, I suppose, that I had. I don't even clearly remember because I thought Darian
We're,
was present.
well, it's fair to assume, most of the nights were together. One that comes to mind for me was the senior auction night.
Oh, I
Remember
love
that
that.
night?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that we recall these events. We're like, oh yeah, that was a crazy night. End of story.
There's
Can't
like
remember anything else
literally
that
nothing
happened. That's
else
how
to it.
crazy it was.
Yeah. I remember falling in a back alley because it was so icy and we were wearing heels.
Ooh,
Remember
okay.
that?
You know what? One thing I wish we could really redo is the style of our college years. Because do you know how many places we were wearing goddamn wedges to? Do you remember was it my 20th birthday maybe? Must have been. We were at the country club and like I wore that romper with these electric blue wedges.
Yes.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
I just threw up about to because you know what? I was wearing wedges to that as well.
I know. We'll post a pic maybe this week. It is traumatizing.
It
And we
is.
thought we were on fire. We were like, these
Yeah.
are our best outfits to
This
date.
is the best. Yeah.
We got them from that fucking place that is
Just
discount.
gonna say, fucking Plato's Closet.
Plato's Closet. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the other one was we had those. I know I specifically. I think you also had a pair of those wedges that were like suede, and they were like a sneaker.
I never had the sneaker ones.
Do you know the ones that I had? They were like gray.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yep.
they had absolutely zero grip on them. They were a death trap. Every time I'd wear them, I'd sprain my ankle,
Yep.
fall in an alley. Like,
Yep. And the army green coats and the stupid skinny jeans you could barely get your lateral malleoli out of, like
no, that hurts. Scarves? Just like, that's all that needs to be said. Scarves.
scarves,
Chunky
necklaces.
Oh. Dude, I can't.
I hate that because when we think about like the nights that we've gone out and the best nights that we've ever had, I'm always like, why did I have to wear that?
Why
I
was I wearing that
remember,
fucking necklace?
right? That one night that I lost my cast and like and we were hiding from the police and everything.
Dude, I
I
was
was
hiding
wearing
for like
like
12 hours.
I forget what I was wearing. I think I was wearing leggings with like a short white top, so like it didn't cover my butt at all, and a jean vest, cowboy boots.
And that feels on brand for you at that time. Like when you're saying that now, I'm like, gross, yes, but that was the vibe. Wait, do you remember one girl we specifically did not like? Leggings and a jean skirt.
Oh,
That girl always wore jeans and a short denim skirt, like a mini
bruh.
skirt.
Oh my God.
I didn't fuck with that.
No, our style. And yeah, like I feel like we were stylish, the makeup, like all of that kind of stuff. We were like, we be looking good. And now it's like, oh, all of those nights tainted by this. What
But
about our first football game that we went to? Were you able to attend for that or were you also gone? I'm pretty sure you were there.
first football game.
We pre-gamed at like the candy shop. Had jello shots and stuff like
Yes.
that.
Oh, because I don't know if you recall. There was a video. Maybe this was the following year. There was a video of us pre-gaming from the football game. And it went on social media and I got in so much shit for softball. Remember?
No.
Like had to run the next day.
Oh no, really? I
Whole
only
team did.
remember
Everyone
my
did.
my friggin' punishments. We're all just so individually traumatized. It's hard to remember everything else that we're all just like, oh no, that happened to me too.
Yeah. Oh no, that was me as well. Yeah. Um. Yeah, those were crazy ones.
Those were wild ones. That was
Also,
like, I remember. So I got in a little bit of trouble that day. I got I got in some trouble for sure.
yeah, I got in a little bit of trouble that day. The way I, it's like, do I have a memory? But I'm the one that has a memory.
That was the night I got my minor.
Oh, I wasn't there.
See, that's what I thought.
Okay, no, I was in Winnipeg. Yep, I remember not being in the state of North Dakota. I was gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got in
And
a little bit
so
of trouble that night.
that day, if you want to rank things that are like the least like desirable, number one, like I mean, you hear about drinking underage and all this kind of stuff, blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah, yeah, I get it. Like, but alas, we are 18 years old. Okay,
Alas,
alas.
aghast. I'm aghast at this story of you getting a minor.
And what can we do? What do you expect? That night when I got in a little bit of trouble, after I am back in my dorm, I am absolutely distraught. Do I call my mom? Do I call my dad? Or do I call my coach? Because I don't want to call any of them. And I think I chose to call my dad.
Yeah,
And I was like, I I screwed up. I was being very responsible. I got a sober ride home. My sober ride got pulled over. Like it wasn't like I was being crazy and it was friggin' 10 p.m. On the phone with my dad and from I mean what I recall of the conversation, he can certainly text me and say, "You have no idea what you're talking about." Because
yeah.
alas, 18, a
Alas,
minor.
were you even 18?
Yeah,
Oh, you had just turned
I
18.
just turned 18. Yeah, so like, I was excited. I wanted to drink in Canada. Obviously, I wasn't there, so I was like, you know what? Let's just send it. We get 1 day off all
Yeah.
year. And then he was like, well, how many drinks do you think that you had? And I was like, oh, 10. And he was like, 10. And I was like, yep, 10. We had been drinking since 10 a.m. and I got my minor at like 10 p.m. I'm
Mm.
sorry, Dad, but as you probably know, I had way more than 10 drinks.
Way more.
Way
Ooh,
more.
imagine having 10 drinks now. Just it.
No. Ugh. Yeah, that's wild.
Ooh, okay,
That was
same
a crazy
weekend
experience.
that happened to you. I was in Winnipeg using a fake ID for the very first time. So we
Wow.
had just polar opposite nights. I remember that.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember
You're like, oh
waking
my
up
God,
and you
my
text
weekend
me.
was so good.
Yeah, and I was just like, ooh, dude. You were like, ooh, hi, got a minor. And I was like, ooh, I'll be back. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is that like people in Canada often don't even know what a minor is.
They never happen here.
It's like insane. So, of course. And honestly, I feel like I'm quite a responsible human being, but whatever. One night, you and I hid in your closet for approximately 3 hours and thought we had the SWAT team called on us because, incidentally, the same day we were having a little backyard rage at Darian's house, um,
By
a
backyard rage, we
fucking,
mean we were having playing beer darts.
we were playing beer darts.
Yeah.
A state trooper decides to move in next door to Darian
Mhm.
whilst in uniform under the with the
Accompaniment, accom,
accompaniment
accom.
accompanied by
Bye.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
accompanied by a whole bunch of other state troopers
In uniform
bearing
with their
machine guns.
yes,
Okay, I don't think they were actually machine guns. I
they
think they were
were
like
weapons. They were
they
homing
were the
weapons.
long guns, if you will. You know,
If
we're
you
not
will,
very savvy.
it was a long gun. It wasn't a pistol.
It wasn't a pistol. It wasn't one of the little pocket ones. It was like, huge. And so we saw them pull up. One of our friends comes in and they were like, "Hey, if you're a minor, you should go inside."
Mhm.
D- Darian and I and one friend, because it was a small get together. So we go
Was.
upstairs, we jump into the closet. Darian literally had this weird ass closet that had like a short
That was the
like it
weirdest trip.
wasn't it was kind of a walk-in, but like not really, right?
Like not like you could kneel in there. You could walk in. You could knee walk in. It was such a weird experience. Yeah, but then behind it was like an attic.
Yeah, and we were like, oh, let's hide in there because if you're not from the States and have to experience this, like you want to hide out the search basically.
Yeah.
And so we like dove in and Darian literally dove head first into it and cranked her head to the wall. She was like fighting unconsciousness. I'm like, oh
Dead.
my God, I'm gonna have to call for emergency services here soon, anyways.
That was a
And
rough
then we like get the balls to go look out the window, and that's when we see all of these police in the streets with these guns, and we like were just aghast
one. Yeah,
again.
we were gassed. Oh my god.
Back into the closet, hidden there, and then like I feel like what was it? Felt like 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, somebody finally was like, "Hello," and we were like, "Oh my God, who's here?"
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Are you guys up here?" And we were like, "Is it safe?" And they were like, "Oh, yeah, nobody even came. Like, what are you doing hiding?" And we're like, "Why would nobody tell
Why
us
would
this
no one come?
30 minutes ago?"
And then he ended up, the neighbor who moved in, ended up being the reason I didn't get a minor because I was like seconds away. I was just about 21, like just about. Like the spring before I turned 21, I guess. And I'm running out of this party because the cops are there and there's flashlights going everywhere. And he catches me and he's like, Darian, get the fuck home. And I was like, and he's like, do you have a ride? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, get out of my sight. And I was like, ah. I'm like, oh God, thank you. I would have been dead.
Oh God, that is something else we have to talk about. We had this thing called Naughty Week in college, and like I remember hearing about Naughty Week as a freshman, and I didn't even think naughty as in like NAUGHTY. I don't know
You spelled
why.
that so fast.
What?
You spelt it very fast. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm
I
with
always
you.
thought like nautical, like
Me too.
like KNOTTY
Or
or
like,
like
why not?
NAUT, like yeah, yeah. No, and
Rubber
then like
coat.
when it came around and we found out what it was, I was like, oh, like bad, like naughty.
Oh, Tim was being spooky just now outside the window.
Oh, we
He's
hate
trying to
Spooky
fill up my
Tim.
tire though, so that's really nice of him. Yeah, Naughty Week was crazy. Basically themed parties each night.
Yeah,
Pretty epic.
organized by the seniors
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah. Senior football and volleyball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a week of
Like
parties. That week, if you're not 21, you're fighting for your life.
fighting for your life.
Yeah, which we
We
did every year.
Yeah, because the last year of Naughty Week, we planned it around my birthday because I refused to have the entire time I was there for Naughty Weeks be underage. So we planned it the week I turned 21 so that midway through the week I was finally legal.
It was epic. She was like on the table, and we're all like,
Yeah, it was
20,
sick.
21?
21?
Oh my God, we're
21?
so old.
I know.
Oh, we were just little children. You're dancing on the table, and we were making the 21 joke.
I know.
Wow.
And now I think the most recent wildest night we had was last year when you were here.
Oh,
Was it
good
2 years ago?
Lord.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, oof, we got into it a little bit. And like I peed in public outside of the Rogers Arena. Like,
We went to a Canucks game. We got interviewed by these girls at the sports bar, and the next day I had to subscribe to their TikTok channel to make sure they did not publish the interview that they made us do.
yep, no, that one was brutal. Um,
Thank God they never did.
thank God. Yeah, I was very hungover the next day.
And like Tim, God bless Tim, he's trying to find us, trying to figure out where we are, mapping us, calling us. He was like, you know what? You don't move. I will come to you.
My phone was dead at this point. I also have no idea where we are. I'm like actually squatting and peeing in front of people on the pavement at one point. Like,
Cars were driving by. I was like, Darian, you're gonna get a ticket. This is
yeah,
insane.
this is insane. I can't believe I did that. At the moment, I was like, this is private. It was just like, here's the open. Go pee. What? Like,
What? You know what? I feel like that was a trauma recovery night, though.
oh yeah, we needed that.
Yeah, we needed that for
There
sure.
was a lot going on at that point. So,
A lot was happening. So it was like, you know what? Let's just, and that's how I imagine the wedding will be. You know, like we will have an idea in our minds that, like, okay, we're gonna pass away. However, this will be worth it.
totally. It will be worth it. It'll just be a week long.
It'll be a week long. Yeah,
It'll be like Naughty Week or like the
Yeah.
bender that we went on prior to graduation.
exactly. Ooh, that was a good bender too.
I got
Wow.
bronchitis from that one. Remember that?
I got bronchitis.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Um,
Oh man, yeah, there were a couple nights for sure.
I think that I'm just realizing we should probably wrap up here soon. And what I do think as well is that I was thinking about, I texted you about this, how I think you should come out here and then we should try it because I wanted to go to Park and Fifth for bridesmaid dresses. I feel like that'd be nice. And there's one here. I don't know, is there one in Calgary? Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we
that
could do
should-
either, but we should get into it.
Yeah, we should.
I should
Try
wait
one
till I'm
on.
done Accutane then maybe.
That would be lovely. Then we
Then
don't
we
have to
can
worry about your liver.
get into it. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll still worry about your liver, but for alcohol reasons.
Normal reasons. Reasons we've encountered before.
Yeah. This is familiar territory. Your liver will be like,
Ah, yes. Alcohol.
yes, the familiar taste. I feel so at home.
At peace. Just no
Yeah.
vodka. No vodka for me. And then we're fine.
Yeah, especially UV cake. We don't need any of that. Hashtag triggering.
Hashtag triggering. I'm gonna go throw out thinking about my hand just got so wet. Like, ugh.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. All right.
All right.
Well, we can save the rest for next week.
Yeah, I think we got to get going tonight. Next week we'll reconvene,
Hell
see
yeah.
what we got on the docket, go from there.
Also, I think we should do like a Ask Me Anything.
Yeah, we're
or
talking about
advice.
or
Or. Yeah, but I was thinking if people wrote in and they're like, give me advice on this, and we just give advice in the most hilarious way we know how, you know?
that would be awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of options. Write us in, you know? Hit us up.
Let
Write
us
us in.
know what you want. Yeah.
Into us.
I think that would be
I don't know about that one.
cut that, Ellie. Just joking. Oh man. All right, well. We'll chat next week.
See y'all next week.
Okay, love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.